Okay, welcome back, y'all. This is Herbalist Kareem, and I'm about to give you guys some information once again on the actual power of actually starting your own business. And like this title's talking about is the what? Top 10 ways and reasons why and benefits of starting a business. I'm finna give you just 10. I mean, I can give you 100 plus benefits of starting a business. But I'm gonna just start off on these right here. They're not like in order, like what you should and shouldn't do and all that, or the best of this number one. No. I just wanted to give you 10 benefits on why you should start a business. Because a lot of you out there really honestly think that 9 to 5 is the only way you should be there. And you're afraid to just like jump out there. And I was talking to my my sister, man. You know, my beloved, lovely sister. And I only have one. But that sister of mine, man, I love her to life. And she, man. But anyway, she asked me some questions. How did you get here to the point that you was like, you know, ready to jump out there? Now, this is my reasons why for doing this video, to give you guys some benefits on why you should start a business, because it sparked from talking to my sister about maybe what, a handful of these, about 5 or 6 of them came from when I was just actually able to just express to her on how I was able to just leap out there, you see. Now, and I'm going to express them right now. Now, I've written a few of them down because I knew that I wasn't going to remember them in order, because I want to say it in a certain order, even though it doesn't mean like that, but it allows me to build on where I'm going, what I'm talking about. Now, far as the class, when you guys are saying, oh, Kareem ain't raising the price on this business, I am. The lady just ain't done with my website. My membership website. It's going to be more professional, and I'll be able to, what is it called? I'll talk about that later. I'm actually do another video explaining that later. But anyway, because I get to keep track of people on their efforts and their work, because you guys don't understand that I want to see you succeed. So that's why the prices is not like some people on these channels and these platforms in the thousands. I want to see you succeed, because it's for those individuals that actually are less fortunate, like I was, and they only thought that a 9 to 5 was their only way out, and now that's becoming slim. And if you have one, you're barely hanging on, or you stress the hell out. So let me get to this actual subject matter. You know, so number one reason is register with the state. Okay, so kind of like that's one of the first things that you're gonna do. But reality is, you're really gonna make a decision first. Make a decision. I'm here to help you make a decision to leap out there and do it. You can stay in the corner and be scared and still work at your 9 to 5. No one's telling you to quit your job today and let go and just jump out there. I'm telling you to have it going on at the same time, because it's going to surpass your job. It is. Guaranteed. But first one, you register with the state. So some of y'all look at registering with the state as like a bad thing. And I get it, in the conscious community and whatnot, and how we deal with things. We actually, same as myself, when you're dealing with this matrix, you don't want to register with nothing. But you already registered. Okay? Your social security number and your name is already registered on a birth certificate. All right? Social security number is actually down there, the Social Security Department. And they got your name, your address, and your number all linked together. All right? So you pretty much are registered property already. And then you being taxed on that actual number. So when you actually register with the state of business, it's a whole different arena right there. So you kind of like moving in a different avenue. So neither one of these are bad. A lot of people tell you that this and that is the wrong way to go. They all have their attributes, okay? And their power and their pros and cons and their weaknesses. You just got to know when it's time to use this and that. So when you register with the state, your business, your business is born. Okay? It's the same thing when you were born and you were registered on a birth certificate. And then you were, filed on the county level, and then also a certificate of with your name was sent to the actual state. So you could find your name on the county level, on a certificate, and you could find it on the state level. And you can also find it at the vital statistics of records. So you, everywhere with that name. That name was born. So when you register your name, your business name, it now has an exception with a state. All right? So it's popping now. That's number one. So use that same understanding that when you was born in existence and came into this matrix on paper, your actual corporation or LLC is born and coming into this matrix on paper. So I'm just talking about corporations and LLCs right now, but this is applicable to trust, nonprofits, and so on, unincorporated, and so on, DBAs. So sole proprietaries, DBA can be attached to your business, doing business as whatever. Now the number 2 is EIN number, okay? Employment identification number or tax identification number, which they would say TIN number. They're pretty much the same thing, okay? So when you actually go get yourself a EIN number, it's attached to your LLC or your corporation. Now it's a different number. Let me say it again. It's a different number. So you got your social security number, and now you have a EIN number, an employment identification number. That's attached, that's identifying the actual LLC or corporation. All that means is that whatever that business does and makes money wise or loses money or makes money, they want to be able to keep track of its comings and goings when it comes to money. Okay, the Uncle Sam and all the rest of these individuals that have turf and territory locations locked down, they want their percentage based on where you're doing business at. Hence why you registered with that state. So when you pick a state to register with, and then you get yourself an EIN number and you're trying to do business, and you're going to be exchanging for monetary wise, they want to keep track of you and they want to get paid a percentage of how well you do. Okay, that's the matrix and how they get down. That's how it rolls. But that's a benefit having a different number, because a lot of y'all talk about CPNs numbers. I want to have that. You want to get an EIN number. You already run around with a social security number, but as soon as you actually have a EIN number attached to your actual business that you control, Nugget, you now have 2 numbers. And they can help each other out. One can take the weight, the other one can take the weight. One can take all of it, other one can take all of it. It can actually share. You start, the light bulb and the engine start working when it comes to understanding how to use them interchangeably or together. All right? Number 3, you split yourself. You become 2. All right? I said this before. Some of the things that I say, you're going to remember that I said in some of my other videos when I talked about businesses and whatnot, and starting a business and get out. You become 2. So right now you're using your John or Jane Doe name or Mr. Smith or Johnson, all these American names with your last name attached to it that's really attached to some kind of plantation owner. Okay? Let me pull up and not really go there. But you having a name that's really not really truly your name, that has a social security number attached to it with an address. So now when you actually create register that business, and you now have an EIN number, and you actually, you are split. It's 2 of you now. So your business has a name, you have a name. Your business has a number, you have a social security number. Business has an EIN number. And then you have an address, your business has an address. It is good to keep them separate, but you don't have to. But it's the more separation you keep between the two, the more hidden and the more less liability that one can put on each other. You dig what I'm saying? But they can be at the same location. It don't matter. technically in the beginning. But as you start moving with it, you're going to separate them and let them have their own, what is it called, attributes that will actually benefit each other. It's like a marriage, okay? You got a husband and a wife, but they're still one. So they got their own attributes, but they work together for each other. For each other. So regardless of what's going on over here or over there, they still got each other's back, good or bad. So that's the same thing with the business. It's absolutely split. It's two. And the beautiful thing about it is you the representative for both. You running the whole show. Yes, you are the representative for yourself. You probably just don't know it. But number 4, employment. You're automatically employed. If that ain't a benefit, I don't understand. So those of you that have started a business, an LLC or a corporation, and that you know you're an employee or you don't know you're the first employee, if you're still working, now you have 2 jobs. You might not just be paying yourself or treating yourself like your current job is treating you. Your current job got you all on paperwork and documents. You got to go see HR. They got you all hooked up and with all the documents with the W-4, W-2, and what is it called? I mean, all the Social Security and the actual state and withholdings and the federal withholdings. They got it already down packed, and the ID, whatever you got going on. They're doing it for you. A lot of you miss that step right there when it comes to actually the employee. You are an employee of your business. So you have to put all them documents together and start paying yourself weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, a salary. And yeah, paycheck stuffs come with that. 1040s come with that. Filing your taxes come with that. You get to report that. You got 2 jobs. You don't have to report it, but it's best that you do because it looks good in this matrix when you have 2 jobs. And if you just don't have but this one job for your business, remember, you're split. It's 2 of you. The business has its comings and goings, basically its profits and loss. And you have your earned income from the business. So you're an employee. I mean, you now have employment. And where everybody asks you who you work for, you got a job. You got a job. And they say how long? You're supposed to say when it was inception. You can't really go past that because that's when you start working. But, so let me stay away from that. But yes, your business, when it's formed, you now employed. That's when you now have a new job or 2 jobs if you're working somewhere else. That is power, man. Especially if you're reporting all what you are earning and whatnot and paying yourself. I mean, I can go on and on about this employee side because a lot of people just slip on a banana peel and don't put them down as an employee and don't do all the necessary things to lock down the fact that they are an employee for their business. Because you are just missing out on a whole lot of benefits when you don't do that. Because you in the matrix, play this chess game. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm giving you some tools, nuggets that are all legal. If it wasn't legal, believe me, I wouldn't be running my mouth on YouTube. Anyways, number 5, payroll. That kind of ties in with number 4. You got to pay yourself. Okay? So, I mean, we talking live here, or I'm putting this live and making it public, so, pay yourself. Yeah. So, you're the actual boss. So, what you want to pay yourself, okay? How much you want to make. So, of course, the business has to be making some income and whatnot, and then you can put the state what you're making or report what you're making from the business. So, all that works in line with each other. A lot of y'all get caught up on the fact that you feel like you're not really going to prevail. You're gonna actually not make it. You have to believe in yourself. And And it's only the education part that have you kind of like confused here. So that's why I have the course with step-by-step breakdown, because it's not like you're gonna get $100,000 to $200,000 in 2-3 months. Come on, so those that be calling me trying to get $25,000 after you start the business yesterday, sorry, that ain't what's happening. I said 6 to 9 months, and took me so long because I was a lazy brother. Took me a year and a half. So, but after you landslide right into receiving the dividends and whatnot, it's on and popping. It really is. It's like a snowball. It takes a mind of its own. It really does, and you start understanding everything that you thought was complex, how you really was just not educated on. So anyways, payroll is big. So make sure you pay yourself with the whole 9 yards, with the W-4, W-2, the state, federal withholding, start reporting it to them individuals, Social Security, all that stuff that right there, so you can report it on the 1040 and whatnot, because you actually are really working for your company, okay? So try to make sure that the money is there. So when you pay yourself, okay? You don't have to be earning money from you as an employee and then the business earns the money, and then it takes the money and passes the liability down to you, and now that is now a loss for the business, but now for you it's an earned income. It's actual, payment for rent services rendered to your business. So now you just report that like you do on your regular 9 to 5 that you have, except now you're doing the work. Learn these steps. QuickBooks is one of them. It's kind of tedious and irritating, but it's a way that you can jump right in there and learn. They also have outsources that you can get this fire information from as well. People teaching a lot of information out there, and they're giving it out there to you guys. You just got to start putting the puzzles together, okay, the pieces together. All right, number 6, branding the name. Now you started the business, you have to start branding. Now, a lot of y'all assuming that I'm talking about branding the name as like you're out there doing commercials, videos, have somebody on the corner with your name, you put stuff in the newspaper, you're blasting it everywhere, you're paying for AdSense and ads, you're on Facebook, you're using Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you got to just put your name out there, trying to get on radio show. No. Kareem ain't talking about that type of branding. I'm talking about the automatic branding that it comes already on its own. Now, of course, in my course, I do break down some branding parts that you could just do, little nuggets to make sure that it's out there. Like listyourself.net. I believe that's it. That's a portion of branding. But they got other ones out there as well. That by each one teach one group be breaking down, telling people that they found in their own. Because Kareem don't know all of it. You dig it? But branding I'm talking about is when that business is formed and it's born. It comes into a deception. When you file it with the registered state, it now is branded. That's one stage of branding. Okay? Just like when you were born, you were branded. And then after you were born, you start talking to family members. Family members start talking about mom and daddy and aunties and uncles. They start telling everybody, oh, the new one's on the scene. I got me a niece. I got me a granddaughter. I got me a grandson. I got me a son, a daughter. Everybody starts talking about you. You're so special and whatnot because you came into the world. Same thing with your business. You start talking about it to your family members and friends. They'll start knowing what you're doing. But the other automatic branding that came along with your personal name was when they actually took your name from the hospital and they actually branded there and then sent it to the actual records of vital statistics and whatnot to be recorded. And then they put your footprints on there and whatnot. They put your name, your social security number, your address, your mama's name, your daddy's name. They put all that information on there, where you were born, what time, what date. That's your birthday. And then they actually branded a little extra and actually registered or filed it with the county recorders that you reside in. Also the state that the county resides in. They branded you there. They started branding your personal name. So and then let me stay on the personal side. Then on the personal side, as you started growing up, some family members got credit in your name. That was branding. Opened up bank accounts in your name. That was branding. But most parents do the right thing and allow you to wait till you're about 16, 17, 18 years old, and they start, well, some of them, I would say that's a little smarter, they brand your name as you are young. But most of us wait till we 16, 17, 18, and we out mom and pop's house, and then we start branding our name at like 17, 18. Student loans, okay? Bank account, okay? Credit cards, student credit cards, okay? You're branding your name, applying for things, and you're putting down the same address where you live at, same name with your middle name. That's branding right there. The exact name, the exact address, the exact social security number that's attached to you. And as it keeps on moving through the actual matrix, through the commerce system, they keep seeing that name in their database show up everywhere. And your credit report is a credit report on the credit bureau side is formed. And now you linked in the data system with the ones that you pretty much know about is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And you're branded all up in a data system. So they keeping track of you as you go to Sam's, Amazon, all these different locations, and Walmart, and applying for a car, student loan, credit card. You're branding yourself and you don't even know it. You're branding yourself in the system. You got to do the same thing to your business name. You got to brand it. I teach that in the course, but I just told you powerful piece. Like I told this other brother on the phone, that's part of the branding of the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. You got to start branding, but you start from the bottom on the way up. You didn't come out when you was 18, mom and dad kicked you out or sent you to the military or sent you on about your way and said survive out in this world with no real tools. And you didn't just jump out there and go apply for no Benz or no house. You knew better. You knew that I got to open up me a bank account and maybe they'll give me a secure card, okay? Maybe they'll actually give me a beginning credit card that with $300, $500 limit, or maybe $750 limit, or a student credit card. I got to crawl before I walk and whatnot. And then as I start going along, maybe I'll be able to, in a year or so, I'll be able to apply for a car and whatnot. It's the same setup, okay? It's the same setup on the business side. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to apply for them little things, boom, and then move to the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage. And as you're moving along, it starts gaining age. Just like you started when most of us started when we were 17, 18, started trying to get out there in the world and apply for things. By the time we hit 24, 25, we rolling around with our first brand new car because we got age. We got a good solid 6-7 years from 18 to 24, 25 on your name, branding, and credit worthiness. I can stay on there for a minute. Anyways, number 7, money. Money. People try to say money ain't really don't matter around here. It really don't. It's actually the credit, and therefore the credit that you get, good or bad, from branding your name and actually moving out there and doing things and creating credit worthiness with different institutions because you're branding yourself out there. You now can go grab money from any institution that's lending money. You know, their little systems and little trickery that they come up with on how to actually lend money in this credit debt system thing. And as long as you follow the rules, you can keep going higher, 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 and higher. Or you can actually take their money and literally just start creating more, relationships that will give you credit or money. And you kind of like get the money from, those that are going to lend it to you based on your credit. Because you got your personal and you got your business. So your business is like 10 times more powerful than your personal. So the more you grow, your personal can't do nearly as much as what your business can do when it comes to actually money and credit worthiness and money being lent to your business. So you can actually take that and start creating stuff and flipping things and whatnot. And then other people that don't want to learn the system, don't want to actually invest, and don't want to use their home as investments and take their money and put it into stocks as investments. They just actually are trying to just coast through. Those are the ones you're making money off of. You might have used You know, because most of us ain't inheriting money from family members and whatnot. Money just dropping out the sky. You go over there and get it from Uncle Sam or one of these banksters or whatnot, and go over there and have your business credit on point or your personal on point, and you go in there and extract, and then you make it happen with those individuals that want to just stay in the actual matrix and just coast on through and be nothing but product servicers. I mean, people that go get services from people that provide the services, or those that just want to stay in the customer service lane. Those are the ones you're going to be making money off of, because they need some type of service provided to them, whether it be intellectual property or tangible property. They need it to just push through. And you right there to provide them with what they need. Okay, so, and you just keep taking that same concept and just working it. So, because when you literally start an actual business and money's just coming your way, you got the blueprint. You done it now. Let me keep going, man, because this video is starting to get long. You know, number 8, tax exemption. Don't think that nonprofits are the only ones that have tax exemption. Okay. Now, what an LLC and a corporation does for you, so let me make this quick, is the fact that a lot of y'all shop a lot of places. Okay. And when you register with the state with your business, you can now take it a little further and get yourself a reseller's license. So what that means is you go apply, because now you form the business or the LLC or corporation or sole proprietor, whatever you apply, you go apply for a reseller's license. So that means that whatever you purchase at these places y'all like to go to a lot, Amazon, Sam's, Costco, Walmart, grocery stores, wherever you go shopping at, not mama papa shops, these likely kind of big spots and whatnot. Wherever you go purchase at, you now can give them your tax exemption paper. And anywhere that you want to hit you with taxes, Best Buy, all these disclaimer, these companies out here, I ain't trying to, big them up. But you can give them your taxes, reseller's license. Out here in Arizona, they call it TBT. You get that license right there every time I shop anywhere. As long as you have the intent to use that whatever product you purchase to resell back to the public. Food ain't really taxed, but actually other stuff that's outside of food, they tax that. You can save a lot of money by using your own LLC or corporation or tax exempt because you are planning on reselling it back to your sister, your mama, your some other customer out there, because they can't tax both people, everybody. So you could tax them when you sell it to them, and then now the state get their money. Okay, they want to make sure everybody's is on the up and up and they ain't getting taxed twice. So by you having a business and you have a tax exemption or a reseller's license, that means you can resell back to someone else. So you have to have the intent to resell to someone. You see the pause? You dig it? So the intent has to be there. And now they can set you up with your application, and then now you're not being taxed with taxable merchandise that you purchase. My stuff is plastic everywhere. Amazon, Walmart, grocery stores. You ain't taxing me. Anytime you want to hit me with taxes, it ain't happening. I got an account with you, okay? And it don't even cost you nothing. The ones that will cost you a little something is Sam's and Costco and whatnot. So, but I'm always, majority of the times, So, but yeah, that's a big benefit right there. Tax exemption. So LLC, a corporation, sole proprietary, you actually go apply for that reseller's tax exemption, and now you purchase them with the purposes of reselling it back to someone else. So they can't hit you twice with taxes within that state. And some states don't even have no state taxes. All right, number 9, freedom. And this is what I was expressing to my sister. The what made me jump out there was the power of being free. Y'all understand the entrapment. Y'all understand the box. So I don't have to go into details of how the power of being free. I mean, I don't have no disrespectful buster talking over me, telling me when, who and when is going to make my destiny, or knowing if I'm going to be there next year. I don't have that fear. I don't have that fear right there of trying to make sure I outperform someone else. I don't have to worry about making sure that I'm on the road early before, so I can beat traffic, that I can actually beat the next man, or make sure I'm not late so I can clock in, or they don't see that I'm late. I don't have no invisible rope around my neck to make sure that I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do to meet the actual productivity and meet their goals that I'm supposed to have. I mean, they literally have these crazy goals that you got to check off of me, and then you will have a performance review with Mr. Man, a manager, that pulls you in at the end of the week, or once a week, or once a month, or every 90 days to just let you know how you did, if you gonna stay. Wow. So yeah. I got managers. I got an actual director. It's power right there. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I don't run my business like I'm the man, the all be all. We a team. Everyone on my business right now is because I'm just starting out with actually branching out and having employees and whatnot, and I'm an employee. We are officers. We all on the board of directors. It's 4 of us strong. So we I ain't big dog. Ain't no hire and fire. Now I did start off like that in the beginning when someone was literally close to me that was not really doing their job and they were complaining. But I had major love for them, and they just wasn't doing it to my expectations, but they were doing it. I fired them. So you fired. Done. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to go through all that. You're done. But I had to realize that I started having that mentality of that boss, or you want to have it this way or no way. And I'm like, hold on. I might be in the matrix, but I'm not of the matrix. I don't have to adapt a whole bunch of disrespectful habits and mind, and doctrine. I don't have to do all that. Brought them on board, apologized, and they've been on point. I've been on point, and it wasn't about, ain't no hiring firing system up in my land. We sit down and talk about it and whatnot, because everybody is relying on doing well, and they have their business, I got mine, so they're not sucked in to only be with me. They can literally grow on their own and blow up situations somewhere else. But it's power in doing things as a team. So freedom, man. I'm free from some buster that thinks he's all that because someone else above him thinks they all that, and pressuring them, it's a trickle effect to make sure you do this and keep that engine running. So the person up top, or the people up top, is pushing the levels and the levels and the levels down to all of the ones at the bottom, which is you, the 9 to 5, that's making that engine run. They're really working you, overworking you for pennies. So my energy on freedom, and placing my energy into a place that placed me in a box purposely, and then allow me to fly, and then I'm always on edge, and I'm always being treated less than, was not going to be predicated on some fool that had my destiny in his hands. So I wanted to be free from all that. I knew if I just gave 1/4 of my energy that I gave to any of them 9 to 5 jobs, I was going to blow up. And yes, I am. I'm not talking about on YouTube. I'm talking about in my business. I mean, your angels, people say ancestors, will get behind you. Some people say law of attraction. People say God, Jesus, whatever you want, Most High. They will get behind you and push and make sure the doors is open for you. Why? Because you're placing your energy in places that are needed and worthy. And you're not being stuck with some other sucker, some other fool, some other bust that just wants to actually write their own ticket through you. Anyways, let me get on to 10. The last one is education, man. Like I said, I can write 100+ benefits to starting a business, but when you are done with just these few, how educated you will be. It's a beautiful thing to have multiple businesses going at one time. A few shelf corporations, LLC, marinating, create my own team. But I'm really a team, and it might be just me by myself sometimes when I first started out, but I had a team, and I was branding my team, registering my team. It's the education that comes behind knowing after you do it. It's ridiculous. A lot of y'all know how to do a 9 to 5. You know how to do an interview. You know how to put a resume together. All of that. I've said that before. You know how to do them things. Slice right through it and just get that job, have it. But it came with actual practice and training and doing it several times and knowing what it takes to get that individual that's sitting behind the desk to say, yes, I'll call you back, or I'm going to give you the job. Knew how to stand out. Getting a little harder now that 15, 20 plus people are fighting over one position. Companies don't really need you that bad. So they got the pick of the liquor. The pick of the litter. It's too easy for them. And it's harder for you. So you got to shift. You got to shift away from the BS. And individuals that have too much power and too much say-so. You taking yourself, like I told you the stats, by 2020, this is their stats, not mine. 70% will be having their own business and have an online presence. That means if you out there in that 9 to 5, you out there with a pack of wolves. Pack of wolves. So I'm giving you information that's easy and light work. And I'm training you right now. And I don't know everything. But as you actually get this information and you keep on studying and putting in the work, 1 week, 1 day, next day, week, month, then a year, believe you me, your angel is going to have your back. Your ancestors is going to have your back. They going to give you what you need. You will not be working for no. You'll be educated to the places of understanding another piece to the puzzle of this matrix, but it's a powerful piece. Because like I said before, this is chess, not check.
I'm just keeping it, yeah. Give them something, give them something, give them something, yeah. If you're tired of being stressed out, I'm in the